Hello, y'all. Hello, and thank you if you're coming back because that was crazy. This is just embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of embarrassing. The learning process for using new technology is dead ass embarrassing. I'm talking like a real New Yorker now. Dead ass embarrassing. Okay, I'm used to just using my phone and recording to TikTok, and then later on in the day using my phone and recording. Well, not recording, but going live on YouTube, which is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I lose energy, so then I learned that you could use OBS and stream to both TikTok and YouTube. So ever since then, I have been troubleshooting this, and just now I just realized that I spent the last 10 minutes, maybe 5, 10 minutes, talking with no sound. So my mouth was just moving and y'all were hearing absolutely nothing. Anyway, so I do appreciate everyone who bothers to tune in when I'm on live, because I know the whole thing is basic. It's like at the beta stage for real. Definitely at the beta stage. I'm beginning to miss my usual TikTok uploads where I'm just being whimsical and doing these like 2 minute lives or 2 minute videos, but I get to do a whole lot more interacting this way. So I think this is going to work out for me if um, if it works, if I could just get it to work. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, my name is Action Jacqueline. I'm your fellow alopecia princess and big bald headed sister, and I thank you so much for joining me on today's live. If you decided to come, I love you for it. I just love you for it. So hang on, let me just go ahead and go on Tickfinity. So you have to use this other app to see the chats going on in TikTok. Otherwise, I can't see who's engaging with me on TikTok. That part sucks too. So it's kind of messed up that way. And this Tickfinity thing, I don't want to go right ahead and say that it sucks because, to be honest, I've only used it for 5 minutes. And you can't test it out like unless you're on live. So this is the only way to do it. But I don't want to ignore anybody who is speaking to me on this platform. So I definitely have to see that. I guess I'll be holding my phone in my hand in order to see you guys' comments. And give me a second because that by itself takes long. Nothing is as easy as it should be, which is terrible. Anyway, guys, if you're just tuning in, like I said, I'm Action Jacqueline, your fellow alopecia princess and big bald headed sister. And I really came on today because I wanted to test out this Tickfinity thing. But while I'm here, I've decided to do a weekly recap of Bald Girl News. I don't know if you guys have ever joined me in one of my Bald Girl Gossip Room sessions, but I have some updates on some of the items that I discussed, and why not discuss it right now? Let me check and see if I am live on YouTube. I am. I am live. Oh, good guy says hello. Billy Gregg says hello. Oh, look, I'm ignoring you guys because I can't see what's going on. Please bear with me. I have no intention of ignoring anyone. I definitely want to speak to you guys. Tickfinity sucks. So, because I can't see anything that's going on in TikTok, but I can see YouTube. So, Julio Blanco, can I have the mod? I subbed and liked. You want the mod? What's a mod? What does that mean? Let me know what that means. Theodore Benevolent says, looking good. Thank you so much. Sat.com, sat007.com says hello. Hello back to you. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I decided I would take this time out since I wanted to check out the Tickfinity app to see if I could actually do it. Wait, is that it? I just hit start. You need to tell me all I had to do is hit start. No, I did that last time. It didn't work. But I wanted to go live so I could see that. It's not working. It's not good. So I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm not going to waste you guys' time. I'm just going to jump right into the Bald Girl Gossip Room weekly news recap. Okay. So I'm going to read from my list of items. So if you see me looking away, that's the reason why. The topic I've been following with the most interest over the past several weeks is the 145% tariff on Chinese goods that your boy, President Trump, has imposed since April 9th. This is definitely bald girl newsworthy because approximately 60 to 80%, 60 to 80%, which is crazy, of all wigs and hair pieces sold in the United States are imported from China. I researched for a really long time to find those numbers. Rico B says, pretty smile. Thank you so much. um, yeah, so 60 between 60 and 80% of all wigs and hair pieces sold in the United States are imported from China. And it makes China the largest supplier of wigs to the US. And since I wear wigs every single day of my life, I've been following the news on this subject with expectation, honestly, that Donald Trump was somehow bluffing when he imposed a 145% tax on China and that he would reduce it because 145% of anything sounds absolutely ridiculous. So for certain, I thought, okay, this is a bluff. This is Trump up to his old tricks. You know what I mean? But he hasn't budged since April 9th when he first imposed that tax. The number is still 145%, so it seems almost certain that we will see the price increases in our store. And to drive that point home, two very popular retailers have made official announcements promising that they too will be increasing their prices on April 25th. So that's those two vendors are Temu and Shein. I don't know what those price increases are going to look like, but those their items I believe they're China based with locations in the United States. But anything coming out of China is definitely going to be much more money. I don't know what that's going to look like. I guess we'll have to wait and see what wig prices will look like. Since, like I said earlier, 60 to 80% of all the wigs that are sold in the United States come from China. So I got to hold on to my wig, y'all. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford wigs at this point. I mean, I know I'll be able to always afford a wig. The question is, what will that wig look like? How long will I have to wear the same wig? Because as it is, I really do like to wear. I like to switch out my wigs. If it's a high-end wig like this wig that I'm wearing right now, which is the Sensational wig by Tressalore. Oh gosh, I don't have the card in front of me. Oh, here it is. This is the Tressalore wig. Sensational in color 12, 14, 26. If it's a high-end wig like this, I can wear this for a full month each and every day before I toss it in the trash because wigs get old, you know what I'm saying? And I like wearing synthetic hair. We'll get into that in another conversation. If you are a regular viewer of mine, then you already know that. Let me go into TikTok and see if anybody's talking to me and I'm ignoring them. That is never my intention. I just, like I said, the only way I can see you guys' comments is if I do this, which is really annoying, to be honest. We're going to work around it, though. We definitely going to work around it. But yeah, it looks like, okay, so nobody there is in the mood to talk, which is fine because I have my YouTube community. Rico says, them edges on point. Get it, girl. Man, they came out the box like this. Can you imagine? I love a high-end synthetic wig. But you know what? Budget-friendly wigs, I have a few down beneath me. They're doing much better. Like the brand's Sensational, the Melted Hairline line by, what is this one here called? Hold on, let me get it. By Outre. Outre makes they make really good, what do you call it? Lace fronts. They do a really good job. But those wigs, those are budget-friendly wigs. They last a week and then I toss them in the trash. I know other people get more than a week out of it. I'm just extremely particular about my hair. I just feel like if I'm going to be wearing a wig, it might as well look real. You know what I'm saying? But I might have to start getting used to wearing hats or something like that at 145% tariffs. I don't know what these prices are going to look like. I am holding my breath to see even what Temu and Shein are going to do with their prices. I know that actually the interesting thing about Temu and Shein is their biggest what am I trying to say? I think the biggest factor with Temu and Shein is their prices, especially Temu. They love doing that like spinning the wheel thing where you get free items and 20%, like 75% off, 90% off of things. Their biggest selling point is their prices. So I don't know how that's going to look. God only knows. I guess we just have to wait till April. What did I say? April 25th. That's just a few days from now, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and continue reading about what the news that I did last week. We also talked about the obsession that Hollywood has about whether or not a certain person is wearing a wig. Last week on a reality game show by the name of Celebrity Big Brother, one of the contestants by the name of Michael Fabricant was outed by another contestant who casually asked why Michael was wearing a wig. If you have been following me for a while, you're probably tired of seeing this clip because I show it all the time. I just find it so interesting because, oh my God, it speaks so much to my situation and how many times people approach me and ask me if my hair is real. If it's not them asking me if my hair is real, they're asking me why I don't have hair, and they're complete strangers. I don't mind the fact that I don't have hair. I don't mind the fact that I wear a wig. What I mind is talking to strangers. I don't like talking to strangers. I don't like talking about my health either. So when you ask me about my hair, you're literally asking me about my health. So I don't like it. I don't like it. So I wear the wig. But anyway, let me show you guys what happened to what's his name? Michael. Oh, I lost it. Michael Fabricant on the show. I'm just going to show you a little clip just in case you've been watching me before. I don't want to bore you. I don't want to bore you by showing it to you too many times. But I don't think anybody's in the room right now who normally watches me, so I don't think you'll mind seeing it again. So I'm going to go ahead and play the whole thing because I just find it so interesting. Let me go ahead and move myself out the way. Ooh, I'm taking too long. See, I'm trying to work on speeding things up while I'm doing this. It's a lot. It's a lot to get into.
Controversial question.
Hang on.
Last night's Celebrity Big Brother that Natalie and I did a few years ago, you may remember. And Natalie's close pal, Patsy Palmer, asked the former MP, Michael Fabricant, a bit of a controversial question.
Michael, is there a reason that you wear a wig?
Oh, I just always have had long blonde hair, so I just feel comfortable. I really have found it very hard, but I'm going to nominate Patsy. She asked me something about why do I wear a wig? And, I'm not saying it is a wig, actually, but what I am saying is I found it slightly awkward being asked about it. I just don't like my hair being raised, People have sensitivities, and that's my sensitivity. Look, we're all human.
Somehow I can't imagine it's the first time he's been asked that question.
So disrespectful.
She asked me something
Wait, let me turn
about
that off.
why do I wear...
Okay. All right. So that was this clip. I don't want to bore you with the entire thing. Like I said before, there was more talk about it. If you guys want to see the rest, just let me know. Just let me know. I don't think anybody's probably interested in seeing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you my thoughts on that and what occurred afterwards. Okay. I don't know if any of you know who Michael Fabricant is or if you watch Celebrity Big Brother at all. As for me, I am not familiar with the show or Michael Fabricant. But as a ball girl, I was reeled into that conversation after the clip crossed my newsfeed. Ooh, hello. This thing works. Welcome to my new follower. I wish I knew who you were. So that part works. That part of Tickfinity that lets me know when I have a new follower works. But the part where I get... Look, I can't... The part where I see the chat... That part, I don't know how to make that work. And I can't even open it. That's so weird. So weird. Hold on a second, y'all. My nose is running. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so, yeah, like I said, I was reeled in because, not because I care whether or not he's wearing a wig. I don't care if Michael Fabricant's wearing a wig. I don't know why when anybody else does, but because I wanted to study how he would handle the situation and how Hollywood would respond. What an embarrassing question to be asked in front of millions of viewers. Is there a reason, Michael, why you wear the wig? So disrespectful. Anyway, a day later, it was reported that Michael Fabricant, without his wig, Michael Fabricant bald, and young Michael Fabricant are now trending Google search terms. That's how obsessed Hollywood is with hair, with people's hair. All of which drives home the point that I continually make on my platform, which is that the privacy of people who choose to cover their hair with a wig, cover their hair loss with a wig, is neither protected or respected. So, look at that. I don't, it's something that I cannot, the only thing I can do at this point, the only thing anyone who does wear wigs can do at this point is learn how to tolerate those questions, how to handle those questions, and good answers for those questions. I have plenty good answers for those questions. I've actually filmed a lot of videos because, yeah, even though in my opinion I do a really good job with my wigs, it doesn't stop people from knowing that I'm wearing a wig. Either they know that I'm wearing the wig or they're extremely curious about my hair. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments could tell me what they think that is. Is it because they know I'm wearing a wig? Or is it because they're just curious because there's a black girl sitting in front of them with blonde hair? I probably brought it on myself, right? I am a black girl wearing blonde hair. So I probably brought that on myself. But nonetheless, it really is something that we should be able to not talk about all the time if we don't feel like it. I mean, Michael Fabricant, do you know, he finally did confess that I don't know if you saw it on the video, but he actually denied at first that he had, that he was wearing a wig. And then finally, after a few days, I guess, of prodding, he finally confessed, yes, it's a wig. I have the receipt. It's mine. I have the receipt. So, I mean, that's what Hollywood and social media and basically all, 20 million viewers forced him to do was talk publicly about something that he didn't want to talk publicly about. And one thing you're not allowed to do, I can tell you, as a bald girl, is lie. You're not allowed to lie about that here. If somebody asks you if you're wearing a wig, they already feel like you're wearing a wig. So they believe it already that you're wearing a wig. So they're not going to accept your lie. And the next thing they're going to do is make it their business to uncover your truth. Oh, sorry, y'all. To uncover your truth, because for some reason, people really feel entitled to your truth about your hair. I don't know. I don't know. People really feel when someone asks you a question, they feel entitled to the truth. So the way I normally answer it is, why? Does it look okay? That's normally how how I answer it, because I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no, and especially to a stranger. Now, I don't mind telling people that I'm wearing a wig. I really don't. I just find it very rude for strangers and acquaintances. Acquaintances, y'all. Acquaintances are a funny thing, because acquaintances are people you keep at arm's length, and you probably keep them at arm's length because you don't like them very much. So those are the ones that really you don't want to be talking to. You know what I mean? That person at work who's just like, Michael, is there a reason why you wear the wig? If I didn't tell you to begin with, if we never talked about my hair to begin with, it's because I didn't want you to know. Do you know what I'm saying? So rude. So rude. Anyway, I have been really in the space of being thankful for women who actually go out bald-headed and into the world like this. I wear my wig every single day of my life. I'd never go outside without my wig. Every now and then, like I have gone through phases where I have attempted to go out without a wig, and I've done it. And like I said, the prodding and the stares and the questions, they're just too much for me to handle. My temperament won't allow it. I don't get sad. Feel I don't feel that sense of sadness when people say mean things to me, but I do get angry. Hi Ibrahim, he says hello. How are you? I don't feel a sense of like sadness. People, honestly, like I was on live just yesterday, and some people were calling me like Mr. Clean and stuff like that doesn't bother me. Somebody told me yesterday that I look like a sexy roll-on deodorant. I'm like, thanks. Because if roll-on deodorant can be sexy, then thank you for that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that doesn't bother me, but it's the invasiveness. It's people coming to me in my space. I don't like it. I'm a New Yorker, y'all. I really don't like people approaching me. I've been robbed before at gunpoint. I've had a gun held to my head on more than one occasion. Ooh, I said the word GUN. I probably should not have said that. I've been dinged before for saying words like that. I've had my live streams shut down for saying words like that. Now I'm afraid that I'm going to lose it. Hopefully I don't. But I've had those things. It's too late. I said it, right? You got to be so careful with what you say. I've had those things held to my head before. I've been punched by strangers on the street before, just like homeless people. Like it's scary in New York. I really don't like people coming up to me, even if they look like decent people, old lady, whatever. Even her, I don't want her coming to me. If she's coming to me, I'm assuming she's asking me for the time. I'm assuming she's asking me for directions. I'm not assuming she's asking me about my health. You know what I'm saying? So it really is annoying. So I've come to it. I've been spending a lot of time in a headspace where I'm really thankful for women who do it. I know I'm never going to do it, but I know that if it weren't for women who go out bald and expose themselves and take the heat that I don't want to take, if it weren't for them, a lot of you guys would not even know what hair loss is that's not associated with cancer. And cancer, that association of cancer, that's the thing that really, really grinds my gears, because cancer is a potentially life-threatening disease, and alopecia universalis, which I have. And I don't even think I mentioned in this video yet, in this live, what alopecia universalis is, but alopecia universalis is complete loss of body hair, which results in no other illness, to be honest. Basically, I have an overactive immune system, and my immune system treats my hair follicles as though they were invaders. So the same way your body fights off diseases is how my body fights off my hair. So basically, you could say that I'm allergic to my hair. I haven't grown hair in a long time, y'all. I haven't grown hair. So I know for a fact that I don't have a autoimmune condition anymore because I've been tested for it. So at this point, my body doesn't even make hair follicles. I have no hair on my body whatsoever. So that's what alopecia universalis is. Anyway, what was the reason why I was telling you that? Oh yeah, so a lot of people would not know what alopecia universalis or alopecia was if it weren't for Jada Pinkett. She's like the only person on the front lines taking the heat for alopecia, and everybody seems to hate poor Jada Pinkett. I actually like Jada Pinkett. I was a fan of Jada Pinkett since I was a child, watching her on A Different World. I've always loved Jada Pinkett. I don't love that she got plastic surgery and that she looks so different. I don't always love the way she treats Will, but we don't know what's going on in their marriage. You know what I mean? So as I was saying, I've been in this headspace where I've been very thankful for women who expose themselves, who go out, don their bald heads out in the world, because I know that is not easy to deal with on a daily basis. You definitely have to have a certain temperament, and I don't have it. So I'm so thankful that you ladies do. And I actually wrote something about you guys, and I also wrote something for those of you women who are on the edge, on the ledge. What is it? On the fence about wearing wigs. Like, you want to wear wigs, but you're afraid to wear the wigs. Men too. A lot of men want to wear wigs, and they're afraid to wear wigs. I want to talk to you guys as well. So I wrote something. I know it's going to sound cheesy, but go ahead and read it for you because I spent a lot of time over the past few weeks. Like it took me a couple of weeks actually to write this. So I'm going to read it. To every woman who steps into the world completely bald, no wig, no cover, just the full force of your luminous, unapologetic beauty. Thank you. By embracing your baldness, you redefine what beauty means. You remind the world that real elegance doesn't need hair. Elegance radiates from within. You wear your bald head like a crown, and in doing so, you lead our community with power, with grace, and with fearless authenticity. And we are so grateful for you. By we, I mean me and the other bald girls, and bald boys too. Now, to the beautiful bald woman who keeps looking at that wig in the box, the one you bought but haven't worn yet because you worry about what people will say. This is for you. Put the wig on. Not because you need it, not because you're hiding, but because you want to. Because it brings you joy. Because it makes you feel playful, soft, glamorous, and protected. Because it reflects a part of you that deserves to come out and shine. The journey isn't about fixing anything. It's about choosing how you want to show up, day by day, mood by mood, version by version. And if you're second guessing your choice of wig texture, color, or length because of what people might say, stop right there. If that wig makes you look more youthful, if it brightens your skin tone, if it garners the attention you crave, then why would you deny yourself that joy? You look stunning in that wig, and you know it. The judges, they want to shrink you, but why shrink when you know how to shine? Too often, women are told that in order to show homage to our natural roots, that we have to wear hair that mimics our natural texture and color. That if we wear bone straight wigs or blonde wigs, that we're chasing otherness. But you and me, we don't even have hair. This conversation is not about debating twist outs versus silk presses. We're out here reclaiming beauty and identity after losing what the world says makes us feminine. And the most natural way to do that is through our creative expression, not by trying to get the hair we once had. If we were meant to have hair, it would still be on our heads. My blonde wig is not about assimilation. It's not about wanting to be white. And by the way, most white people aren't even natural blondes. They bleach, they dye, they choose, just like I choose. So when I wear a blonde wig or a straight wig or a curly wig, that's not me trying to be someone else. That's me choosing me. When strangers see me, they tend to stare. I know why they do that. Because I have yellow skin, full lips, a round nose, and blonde hair. Very often they approach me and ask, what are you? Referring to my race. Which, by the way, is quite rude. I just answer, I'm Caribbean, which is true and still obscure enough to quiet the curiosity. But what I really want to say is I'm an alopecian, because I think that would satisfy the curiosity much more completely. But then I'd have to explain what alopecia is, and I don't want to get into all that, but I digress. It is just as powerful to wear the wig of your choice without shame as it is to walk through this world completely bald. Both are bold, both are within your societal rights, and both are revolutionary in their own ways. So to the woman who's afraid of being judged for wearing a wig, for the man who's afraid of being judged for wearing a wig, put it on. Try it, dance in it, see how it feels. And if you take it off tomorrow, that's okay. Your crown isn't in the hair, it's in the choice. The community is wide enough for all of us, wig or no wig. Thank you. That's what I have to say about alopecia. And I want to cry because every time I think about it, I'm just like, wow, the struggle that we go through is so, it's never ending. It's never ending. There's never going to be a time that I'm not struggling with wigs or how to find a good wig or how to make a hairline look real. There's never going to be a time when I'm not going to worry about wig prices. I always think about wig prices. I have to budget for wigs, and I cannot wait for the 25th of April so I can just have an idea of what Temu is doing with their prices. Are we going to see prices that double? Are we going to see prices that that go up by 10%. I'm really hoping for the former. 10% I can handle, but 50%, I don't know. I've seen companies talk about $100 more on a human hair wig. As a matter of fact, I have a clip that I would like to show you. Let me show you that clip, y'all. Ew, ew, ew. Did I lose it? I didn't mean to lose that clip. Okay, I found it. I have a clip that I want to show you from local News 5. This is Dallas Fort Worth News. But here they talk about a business that is very nervous about what prices are going to look like in the very near future. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up for you. Un momento, por favor. Give me a second. Get myself out of here. Did y'all like my Spanish just then? Not very good. Not very good. I know.
North Texas wig business says its products come from China and they are bracing for impact. Sophia Beausoleil explains.
Let me rewind that for you.
A local North Texas wig business says its products come from China and they are bracing for impact. Sophia Beausoleil explains.
Yes, so these are all human hair wigs. Every single one of them.
Saran Yu is owner of Silker Lace Wigs and Hair Toppers in Plano. She started the company after her own journey with hair loss.
I wanted to give back and devote sort of my own personal passion into giving women that same sort of magic that I felt when I found hair pieces.
Each handmade piece is designed to blend with a person's scalp for a more natural look.
We serve women with alopecia, thin hair, hair loss, and medically related hair loss, such as chemo clients who come in and want a realistic solution.
Wednesday marks her company's 5th year anniversary. They managed to weather the storm of uncertainty during COVID, but now there's a new obstacle.
This is industry-wide. This isn't just our company. All of our wigs are made in China.
This week, the Trump administration raised the tariffs on China to 125%. Saran says she had a major conversation with her factories overnight.
It is very likely that we are going to be hit with a significant amount of rise in costs for our goods in just a matter of weeks.
This is such confusing times.
Michael Davis, an economics professor in the Cox School of Business at SMU, says the mixed signals make it hard for companies to plan.
First, the tariffs are going to be permanent, and then some people says, well, we're going to negotiate. And now we have this 90-day suspension, but we're focusing on China. It changes not just every day. It feels like it changes every hour, and that makes it really hard for businesses to do business.
Especially for small ones like Saran's that may not have the upfront capital to buy in bulk for the long term.
This is a good that's very expensive. These wigs are not cheap.
Her lightly worn wigs cost around $900, and the new pieces start around $1,600.
We have looked for manufacturing options in the U.S. I would love to have pieces made in the U.S.
She says her individually hand-tied pieces take a lot of time and require special expertise that they haven't yet found here. For now, they'll continue to import from China, and Saran remains optimistic that they'll navigate through the economic changes.
I feel like resilience is in a small business's DNA, and we did this with COVID. You know, we will find creative solutions, but for now, we're just
in Plano. Sophia Beausoleil, NBC5.
Well, just in case y'all thought I was a liar. And I like what the professor had to say about the uncertainty of it all. But 1 minute it's 10%, 1 minute it's 25%. When I first reported on this back in April, I think it was 30%. This 145% thing though, it's mind-boggling. And it was so mind-boggling that I truly did not believe it. I thought for sure this is just, like I said, Trump up to his old tricks. I don't know what Trump is with his tricks. Okay, I'm not getting into that. But I really thought he would have backed down. But it's a war. It's a real war because China has retaliated by also increasing their tariffs to match. I think their tariff is at 125% for imports going into China from America, which I don't know what China would want from America. Can y'all tell me that? Like, what y'all want? Like Fords? Y'all want Fords in China? I don't know. BC GMCs? I have no idea. Anyway, guys, I was hoping that this Tickfinity thing would work so that I could respond to chats. Y'all want to stay with me for a second? Y'all want to stay with me for just a second while I really try to make this thing work? Like I said, this is Tickfinity. I'm using to report on TikTok and YouTube a platform called OBS, and I'm using it in conjunction with Restream. So I'm letting y'all know how to do this if you're interested, right? So I'm using OBS and Restream, but the problem with these two apps is neither of them can pick up chats from TikTok. So in order to do that, I had to download something called Tickfinity, which I'm kind of regretting downloading because I don't even think it works. Because like I said, I can't see nothing. I can't see any of the chats. I have to go into my phone, but I did go into my phone now, and I see that user 11232865518 says yes, inspiring. Thank you so much. I'm guessing you said that because I was reading the piece that I wrote for the girls who want to wear wigs but are afraid to, and for the girls who go out completely bald. I thank them because y'all got the temperament and the spirit for it that I don't. And you're the true teachers. You're the true teachers of the alopecia community. Thank you. Bezos. User 112328655518 asked me if I would ever wear a wig. I wear a wig every single day of my life. Sherry Wilson says, oh, I don't know what she says. Shirley McLean says, yes. Thank you, Shirley McLean. So let me get into here. But I'm not able to see any of these chats in Tickfinity. So I think I'm going to delete this app because it's a waste. It's a waste of space on my computer. Let me see chat commands. And no, it's nothing. Why have this if I can't see? I don't understand why anybody would want this. Why do we need this if I can't see my chats? What is going on? I have to watch videos again. And oh my God, the videos are so long. There's so many and they're so long. So I have to like really sit down and focus because the person, it's like one person who does the video. It's so long. You have to, in order to get to the juice, you gotta sit through a lot. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I appreciate having you all here. I hope you enjoyed the news recap. I hope you learned something about alopecia universalis, about bald women, about hair loss. We're not all cancer patients. We're not. Shout out to all you cancer patients out there. Toughen it. You guys, I wish you all the best. I'm praying for you every single day. I know it's not easy for you guys either.
$60 million earmarked for a high-speed train between Dallas and Houston, now yanked by the U.S. Department of Transportation. The money helped Amtrak study the route and design the...
Sorry about that, y'all. Anywho, I'm going to cut out now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I love you so much, and tune in again soon. Make sure that you follow me if you're on TikTok, and if you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. And I would love to see those. Make sure you like this video before I leave. Make sure that you give me a whole bunch of hearts before I leave. I appreciate that as well. And I am working on getting a better hold on seeing chats coming in from TikTok so that I can respond to you guys in real time. Thanks so much. And we'll talk again soon. Peace.